Hello, welcome to Malt. I'm Andy and this is Whisky Review number 9. So, as you can see here, we've got 4 bottles on the table today. I'm not unfortunately going to be drinking all 4 of them because I don't really want to have a hangover in work tomorrow, but you'll probably notice something in common if you've basically seen any of these previously, and that is that these are all whiskies blended and bottled by Compass Box. Now, Compass Box are a blending company based in Edinburgh, and they've been making the whisky circle headlines, I suppose, recently, in the sense that they're really pushing for clarity in well, I suppose in the whisky world in general, really. Now, this all arose from them disclosing on some of their well, basically marketing materials for some of their new releases, such as This Is Not a Luxury Whisky and Flaming Heart. What they were actually sort of telling people is both the percentage and age of whiskies that they have actually put into their blends, which I'm sure we can all agree is fantastic. It's a great thing to do. But sadly, due to sort of EU regulations that then transpire into various other types of legislation in the UK as a result, it means that they can't technically do it. But they're really sort of like pulling everybody together and making a bit of a campaign out of it, which I think is a really positive step, because at the end of the day, clarity leads to more informed customers, and more informed customers are happier customers because you know what you're buying and you know what you're drinking, and that's exactly what you want. If anything, it will increase sales of a lot of, not just whiskey, but other products as well. And just imagine the sort of things you could sort of like transport into other areas. Now, so basically, because of that, I'm going to do a bit of a 3 mini-series sets of review for Compass Box's wares. Now, here I've got Canto Cask, which I've not opened yet, so I'm going to put that aside for now. I will open it eventually. We've got Compass Box Spice Tree, Peat Monster, and Great King Street. Now, the one that I'm going to look at today, shift those to the back as well, is this little beauty, Compass Box Spice Tree. Packaging's lovely, isn't it? Very modern. Bottled at 46%. It's a blended malt whisky. Previously it would have been known as a vatted malt, but you can't say that anymore. Another load of pencil pushing, T crossing, I dotting bureaucrats getting in the way of more stuff. Ironic really, because we're going to be talking a little bit more about that in a couple of minutes. Now, Spice Tree, as I mentioned, is a blended malt Scotch whisky. Now, that is different from a blended whisky in the sense that it is only made of malt whisky. You blend whisky such as Great King Street, such as other well-known brands, such as, where is it? Johnnie Walker, are made up of grain whiskies, and in most cases the vast majority of the bottle is filled with grain whisky, and then topped up in small proportions with various malts from various distilleries. But blended malt is just malt whisky, single malts that have been combined from a couple of distilleries, vatted and bottled. That's it. No grain, just malt. Now, it's bottled at 46%. It's non-chill filtered. It's natural colour. And do you know what? It's had a bit of a strange history, Spice Tree. It's been around for quite a while, but about, God, I can't even remember now, about 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, Christ knows, I'm terrible with dates. The original version of Spice Tree was actually barred from sale by the Scotch Whisky Association, our firm friends. Now, that was because, part of the process, Spice Tree are quite an innovative company. They're very forward thinking, they're very modern. What they were actually doing is using staves in the casks. They were placing additional staves within the casks. Then we were sort of like vatting and maturing the spice tree blended malt in, and to give it a different flavour profile. And the SWA said you can't do that. So the old versions were barred from sale. So John Glazer and the team at Compass Box went away, put the thinking caps on, and came up with a solution. And that instead was to toast the actual heads of the barrels that they were using to various different degrees of char, and then doing it that way, which is fine, all above board. And it's back. So this is where I am going to kind of highlight the positivity associated with being told exactly what you're getting. Compass Box Spice Tree is made of 3 malt whiskies. 60% of this whisky is made from Clynelish. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Clynelish. 20% is made from Speyside Distillery, Dale Ewan. The last 20% is made up of, I can never pronounce this one, Tianenic. Hate that name. If they could just shorten it, just a little. I'm just crap. I am crap. And basically, they take those 3 malts, they then mix those together, but they then actually split it up again, and then they basically put it in another 4 or 5 different kinds of barrels that all have different char levels, American oak, European oak, etc, etc. That then sits for another 2 years. Okay, so you've got the actual blended malt is together but in different cask types, and then that is then pulled together, vatted, bottled. Confusing, isn't it? But it's good. So natural colour, really nice sort of amber, light amber hue, decent legs on it. It is spicy from the off, really, you know what I mean? It's sweet, it's rich, it's sort of like a dark chocolate, you know. You've got coffee notes there, like ginger, quite a lot of ginger on the nose, which has the sort of like spice tree kind of name there. You can tell there's a lot of Clynelish in it, I've got to be honest with you. It's really good. It's kind of got that little waxy note on the nose that, you know, Clynelish is quite famous for. Sort of like lemon peel, orange peel, nutmeg, vanilla. It's a good nose. It is a good nose. I mean, if you put this in a completely different bottle, unbranded, whatever, gave it to a friend and said, try that, what do you think of that single malt? Say, oh, I love that single malt, it's brilliant. It's very difficult to actually tell that this is a blended whisky, and there's nothing wrong with blended whiskies in the first place. Reinforced by this. And breathe. Okay. Hot chocolate, black tea. I've not got that before. This is incidentally my 3rd bottle of Spice Tree. I like it that much, it is good. Retails for around 35 to 40 quid. It's on offer at the moment, as of today, in Marks and Spencer's of all places for 35 quid. Bargain. Lovely texture, oily, coats your mouth, sticks to your gums, sticks to your tongue. It's delicious, it's sweet, honey, good. Chocolate gatto, sort of like a black forest gatto actually, kind of got that nice sort of sweet and savoury kind of black cherry note. Again ginger, and again sort of like oriental flavours in the ginger and the sort of like lemon lime peel. Like brown sugar, toasted demerara sugar on top of a creme brulee. You've got the vanilla in there as well again. I'm still licking my teeth. It's that oil, it's lovely. Lovely warm, long warming finish. Let's go on another one. home baked biscuits, fresh cookie dough. It is quite sweet, but do you know what? The spiciness, hence spice free, does sort of like bring it in a little bit. I mean, there's some real quality malt in this whisky without a doubt. Clynelish is a particular favourite of mine, as with a lot of people, but I think it just works really well backed up by the other two malts in this. You know, they're all bringing their own little elements to it. The Clynelish is quite fruity, quite waxy. You know, in the Dalwyn, Deluan, brings kind of like another level of fruitiness to it, but think kind of like more red berry fruits, toffee. It is quite toffee, particularly in the finish. It's still going now, you can still taste it. It does develop quite a lot, sort of like milky coffee now as well towards the end. You know, they're all bringing their own sort of little traits to it, and it all comes together really, really nicely. And I think Compass Box has done a fantastic job in creating this and actually keeping it so consistent as well, because malt production can sort of differ, you know, in terms of what they're initially matured in, the type of cask you can get hold of, charring levels and various things. So it's, you know, a testament to the company and to the skill of the blenders that they're actually managing to do this. So kudos to Compass Box. And on that note, chaps and chapettes, is that a word? Is now. The score I'm going to give this little beauty is 90 out of 100. I've got a bit of a soft spot for it, you can probably tell, but I do like a good blended whisky, I really do. So on that note, thanks so much for tuning in, see you next time, thank you.